Welcome to the National Snow Show Xtra with Outside and Active and In the Snow. And mine...
Sorry mate, just to stop you there, I'm going to open that door just to stop some of the echo. Sorry, it's the last thing.
Oh really?
Yeah, just to let some of the sound out so it doesn't just bounce around the room.
Oh okay.
Yeah. Just better to do it now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm still ready. Go for it.
Welcome to the National Snow Show Xtra with Outside and Active and In the Snow. My name is Rob Stewart and I'm here with the legend, the USA Hall of Fame skier, Dan Egan. Hi Dan.
Rob, good to see you, my friend. How's it going?
Oh, I'm great. How are you?
Yeah, good. Always nice to be here.
I mean, you've made an effort to fly across all the way from the USA to come here to the National Snow Show, and you've just done a talk which was amazing, and I think people really engaged with that and loved it. How are you finding things here in the UK? I mean, you come here every year, right?
Yeah, it's so great to be here at a ski show. You know, a lot of them have been canceled in North America. And what I love about the British ski market and coming here at the NEC up to Birmingham is like the passion skiers come. You know, they want to get back on the hill. They're so excited about the season. It's palpable. You can feel it when you walk in the hall. It's great.
I mean, that's what I felt this weekend. You know, so far, the passion that we have in this country, right, for skiing and snowboarding. I mean, it's big, right? I mean, is it different to the US, do you think?
Well, I think in a lot of ways because you travel here. You know, they book vacations of 5, 7, 14 days to the Alps or to the States. And, you know, that takes a real passion, you know, and once you, and a really sort of like total immersion. You're completely in it when you go on a vacation like that. Yeah. And I think that's really what the British market is and represents, is a dedicated skier and rider.
Okay. And you've got a new book out.
I do.
30 years in a white haze.
30 years in a white haze, yeah. And you know, when I think about skiing around the world and wasting perfectly productive days skiing, it's very hazy, Rob.
Is that why you came up with the name? Like the haze of it all? Is it because it is hazy, or is it because, you know, like the life you've led has just been that kind of crazy wild
you know,
ride?
all of the above. You know, the haze of being a pro skier for so long, and the commitment that's taken. You know, what I say in the book is skiing's almost saved me and killed me. You know, it's been on both sides of the equation. But the lure of powder skiing keeps you coming back. You know, you just want a bit more of it.
And do you think, I mean, like, hugely influential, you know, when I was growing up in the UK, you know, in our little lovely country, but, you know, without any mountains, in England anyway, you know, and watching the movies, like, we used to get hold of the videos, right, back in the 80s, so I was a teenager. And watching you and your brother and other guys, of course, but you know, doing all these amazing things, that inspired me to go down to my local dry ski slope, right, the plastic slope, and go skiing.
Yeah.
And try and mimic what you were doing, even though we couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And it was you and other people that made that happen. And I think, you know, how does that make you feel? Because I think that's not just me. That's thousands and thousands of British skiers at the time, you know, got into it because they were watching movies.
Yeah, you know, the power of that VCR and that VHS tape cannot be ignored. You know, the fact that those tapes lived in people's homes and ski chalets and were played in après bars all over the world for decades. I have people that come up to me and they sing Return of the Shred-Eye theme song, or they'll quote something from Double Exposure, or they would have seen Warren Miller's Steep and Deep or Steeper and Deeper.
Sure.
And that's really impactful, you know, and it makes me feel good because, you know, as much as we were skiing and enjoyed it, we wanted people to be entertained by it. My brother John is hugely entertaining himself. Just turn the camera on, watch him go. It was fun for me. I was entertained every day.
Were you scared?
Well, you know, fear, of course, is always a part of extreme sports and a lot of sports. But I've always used fear to trigger doing the next right thing. You know, rational fear, jumping off a cliff, that's rational. What's the rational answer to that? Do it right. Don't mess it up. You know, skiing something steep, of course, the fear is telling you be aware. But be aware of what? Well, good technique. And you don't want to answer a rational fear with an irrational answer. I'm scared, I do it wrong, right? So fear for me has always been a trigger to, hey, wake up, pay attention, we need it now.
But like, you said it's rational, but I mean, obviously for most people, when they see what you do, that's not rational. Okay, that's just completely irrational. People think they're crazy.
Yeah.
Like, they think you're crazy.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Are you crazy?
No, I mean, that's the thing. You know, I'm not a skydiver. I don't base jump. For me, it was with my skis on. I felt really secure with my skis on, so I would do it. But if you asked me to, you know, jump off a cliff into the water, I really wouldn't do it.
Sure. So it's based on skill.
Yeah.
And based on years of knowledge and gaining that kind of ability to be able to push the limits. Did you ever go over that limit? I mean, do you ever push over that limit?
Well, you know, again, you know, skiing with my brother, I had a mirror image of myself. So if he could do it, okay, it would be possible. So watching that kind of made me think, oh, I might change it. I might do it slightly different. Or if he wasn't feeling it and I did it first, it would unlock for him. So having that sort of positive mental imagery all the time really made a difference. And of course, you know, there were times where we had to walk away. Either conditions weren't what we thought, or the wind was too much, the cornice was too big, all those sorts of things. But it really helped to have somebody you trusted with you. You know, this idea of having a conversation and bouncing ideas back and forth versus going solo. You know, I think the mistakes are often made when you're out on your own, don't have somebody to judge.
And that decision-making process, you know, when you know, right, we have to turn around, we have to say no to that.
Yeah.
Do you think that's something that is inbuilt in you as a person compared to maybe other people? I mean, do you have that ability to judge a situation? I mean, you're still here, right? You've done some pretty crazy things, but you're still here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know, look, my friends that have died, you know, I have over 30 friends that have died. I don't think their decision making was better or worse than mine.
Okay.
You know, we all danced with it. And 30 years in a white haze is about my time, where I came close, being lost in the storm in Russia that killed 15 people. Many were my friends. And I was lost for 38 hours. So when the Russian found me, I believe I was dead. And he brought me back to life. So, you know, I can't say that my decision making is better than somebody else's. Life is a little random. You know, you got to deal with what you're dealt. And decisions, of course, build up to different situations. But having the ability to say no is good. You know, my brother didn't get lost in the storm. He said no and didn't go, but I was going. And what I say is my 24-year-old self always would have gone. Nothing would have turned me around that day.
And that near-death experience, very, very near to death experience,
Yeah.
you know, you came out the other end of that.
Yeah.
And how did that change you as a person and as a skier?
Yeah, it's what I say is trauma doesn't change your life, it dictates it. The trauma starts to decide for you.
Okay.
And that's been something I've had to deal with for over 30 years now, and had to learn how to handle. As a mountain guide and taking people off into clouds and storms and avalanche terrain, you know, I'm often triggered by those things but can't show it. Right. And, you know, I know the worst case scenario, and my clients, they want the best case. So managing between those two polar opposites is really the key to a good guide. I need to deliver on a promise. Today we're going to have a great day. And I reinforce that statement all throughout the day, having a great day. Today's a great day. Wow, what a day. But I never tell them what's going to make the elements that make up a good day. Every day's good. Don't judge it, you know. And that's part of what you get with me. They call me the skiing psychiatrist, you know. I don't bring judgment into the day. Is it warm or cold? Yeah, it's perfect, you know.
All right.
Everybody loves to ask me, how do you dress for a day of skiing? I'm like, the same, every day. Like, it's skiing. I'm ready for it. my backpack has a jacket or whatever, but
So you're not kind of glossing over some of the challenges of the day. I mean, you're out on a mountain, say in either Montana where you ski a lot, or maybe you come over to Europe quite a bit as well, right? I know this season. I think you're in Engelberg in Switzerland. You're in Val d'Isere. You're in Zermatt.
Yeah.
Right, 3 European destinations with your clients. And it could be blowing a gale outside and snowing heavily. I mean, because some people don't deal with that as well as maybe you do, right? They don't see that as a positive thing. They see that as a negative. They start the day by going, "Oh God, it's going to be a tough day."
No, that's right. That's right.
So how do you turn that around to your clients and say, "Look, actually, this could be a great day."
This is a great question, because this is what happens.
Yeah.
They wake up. Oh, it's going to be windy. Oh no, windy. Oh shit. Or it didn't snow enough. Wait, it snowed. What the hell are you disappointed? Didn't snow enough.
Right.
Well, hold on, mate. What I try to do is diffuse the anxiety.
Okay.
I reinforce, hey, you know what? Those skis are awesome. You like those skis? Oh, yeah, I did my favorite pair. Good, let's stick with that. I kind of pick what they like and reinforce it. And the biggest decision of that is, one, you chose to ski with me. Look, if you're going to be lost in a storm, quite honestly, you want to be lost with me or Henry?
Sure.
We're pretty good at that.
Talking about Henry Schneewitt from Henry's Avalanche.
Of course.
Your good friend. Yeah.
Amazing. So, once you've made the decision to choose to ski with a mountain guide, you've made a good decision. Now trust them.
Okay. Because I'm just trying to get to the, with people and personalities, you can be positive and you can say, look, it's going to be great, but actually what you want to achieve is by the end of the day, they agree with you and they come back and they say, you know what, that was a great day. And I started the day really nervous and I was anxious. I was looking at the weather. I thought it was good. And do you think you achieved that?
So this is really critical, right? So as humans, we're not thinking machines that feel. We're feeling machines that think. So if you want to change somebody's anxiety, you persuade through emotion, not logic.
Okay.
And this is where ski instructors get it wrong. They go for logic. They go for technique. I don't touch it.
Yeah.
I go for emotion. Because if I get you to emotionally change your paradigm of what you're feeling, then now I've got you and you believe in me. Okay? So I go for the emotion. Okay? What do things feel like? What are we going to anticipate? And when I deal with logic in something that has to do with ski technique, okay, I will give it to a point that, look, we're doing this here because when we go up there, you need it. So I get buy-in. Like, okay, this is specific. I'm not out to make you a great skier. I'm out to make sure we have a great day. Okay, so I'm like rocket fuel for your skiing. Okay, if your pole plant's bad, I may not ever correct it. I'm not interested in that.
Sure.
If your balance is still pretty good and your arms are flailing, have at it.
Right.
As long as you're not crashing in the pow, right?
Sure.
So I'm going to give you a tip to remain stable in the powder. I might lengthen your turn. How's that feel? Better. Good. Stick with that. Do it again.
So tactical. Emotional.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's your key.
That is.
So, all right, just kind of that's really, really interesting, and I that's making me think. But I'm going to ask you a little bit of a different question, and that's kind of like this wild ride that you've had on the mountain through your life.
Yeah.
I mean, what kind of do you think skiing and that kind of lifestyle transcends into other areas as well? Like you come off the mountain, you're adrenaline, right? You love that adrenaline, you love that feel. How does that affect other parts of your life away from the mountain, away from the skiing? Well,
in 30 years with the White Haze, what we talk about is this concept of living life without a net. Okay? That you are your own backup. Nobody owes you anything. My success and my failure is based on me. In the mountains and in life. And I take that every day when I walk outside the house. I'm living without a net. It's up to me today.
So you don't like to be comfortable then?
Well, I'm the one who's going to, at the end of the day, it's me. So what I bring to the game, what I bring to work, what I bring to different situations, what I bring to my clients is my best attitude for the day. And if I mess that up with judgment, I don't feel right, oh my God, I don't like this person, or this is the wrong day, I might need a net,
But in the other aspects of your life, away from skiing, I mean, how And you touch on this in the book as well. I mean, and how it does affect other areas of your life. You know, like when you're not on the mountain. And do you think the way you are as a person is different? Do you think differently to a lot of other people, and that's driven you to become the skier and the person that you are? I think what I'm trying to get to is kind of like how it affects other areas of your life because of the way you are on a mountain, right? Yeah. And not many people are willing to push themselves to the limits that you did. And
it's a good question, because I'm a boundary tester. Okay? Like, I'm always surprised when somebody's surprised that I would push the limit. I made a whole career out of pushing the limits. So I want to see what it looks like at the edge. Emotionally, psychologically. Okay? I want to go to the edge. I want to go to the edge in relationships, in business, in how I'm rebuilding my house. I'm going to go there. Okay? I'm going to go see, is it hard or not? Or can I do this?
Right.
And I think, that idea of boundary testing, and to realize, look, the universe can catch. The universe can hold. That the universe has a big capacity. One of these things of, there's sort of a complication where people think about learning. I need to learn. Actually, you need to remember. It is possible that we already know everything we need to know, if we remember. Yep. But this idea of being learned, well, a lot of people have wasted a lot of time learning and not doing. Mm-hmm. So it's in the doing that you get the remembering. One of the things I talk a lot about is people want to belong. And in the belonging, there's a becoming. Okay? So if I go somewhere and I'm new and I discover a secret, I discover the best après, I discover the best restaurant, well, now I belong a little bit. Mm-hmm. Okay? And that belonging empowers me. Yeah. Right? And then I start to discover. What do I discover? My power. What I have. What I can achieve. Okay? So I'm a little bit of a creature of habit. I've traveled all over the world. Okay? But I like knowing. So I go the same routes. Mm. I ski that way. When people ski with me, look, the skiing's not better 10 feet away.
Right.
And if I know this route, we're going to have a better experience.
Sure.
So I'm more apt to ski the route I know. Mm-hmm. I may apt to get off at the tube station I know. Sure. Okay? And I think that's what people don't do enough.
Because I think, you're touching a little bit on what research would say is the way that we think and the heuristic traps that people have. In other words, explaining that another way, is that we are complacent as humans. Mm-hmm. We have complacency built into our systems because if we weren't complacent, actually we'd have to relearn something every time we do it. And we don't want to do that, right? We need to be able to pick a book up and read it, right? Without having to go, how do I do this? Or make a cup of tea. Right, that's why we're programmed that way. But it can also get us into trouble, right? Because of complacency. So what you're saying is, we have to remember, and that maybe keeps us safe. I mean, is it a safety? Well, is that your safety net? Because you said you don't have a net, but maybe that is your safety net.
Well, my safety net is understanding that the universe is the net.
Okay.
That if I go to the edge, it will catch me.
Right.
Okay. And if I go to that edge, and I get to that edge through non-judgment, through non-critical thinking, like I'm okay on this journey, and when I get to the edge, I'll be okay too. Now that might cause some anxiety, it might be fear, but no judgment with it. Because that judgment or that fear or that anxiety is a trigger to be awake, to be alive, to pay attention. Most people get that far to the edge, they turn around. I don't want to feel that.
Right.
They don't know what it is. Okay, they identify with, I should retreat. But really, no, go forward. This idea that the promised land isn't that far. It's within us. So I love that. And, I think that this idea of no boundary living, it's the difference between balance and abundance. Right? People love that, right? You need a balanced life. Really? Why do I want that? Why do I want to work out and then eat ice cream? You know what I'm saying? Okay. That's not balance. That's like never moving forward. Okay? Abundance is I want a lot of good of everything. Pour it on me. Okay? If it's an experience, give it to me fully. Okay? And once you move into abundance and away from balance, everything changes.
Interesting. Okay. Abundance.
Abundance.
Forget balance.
Yeah.
Unless you're a skier. So on that, if anyone wants to go skiing with you, I think I'd like to go skiing with you, Dan. We've known each other a few years, but I don't think we actually do that. Where can we do that this winter easily?
Yeah, well, of course you can find all my trips at skiclinics.com.
Okay.
And like you said earlier, I'll be in Zermatt, I'll be in Lax, I'll be in Engelberg.
Okay.
Ski in all these great places, Val d'Isere, with real celebrities, not people just like me, real celebrities. I'm going to be skiing with the Olympian Pam Fletcher.
Oh, nice.
In Lax. I'm going to be skiing with the worldwide big mountain legend Marcus Kasten of Return of the Turn in Engelberg. And I'm bringing Donna Weinbreck, who won the first ever freestyle mogul contest medal in teen 30 years ago.
Was that 30
years ago? So we're bringing her back to where she won her medal in Val d'Isere this spring. So really, it's a great lineup of people, and it's fun. And what's nice about these sort of trips is just come as you are. Don't need to be an expert.
Okay.
Just need to have fun.
So you need to be able to ski. You need to be able to ski down like a red piste, or do you need to be confident on a black run to come on one of your courses?
I say intermediate.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. If you're wanting to ski powder better, if you're wanting to do moguls better, you're in the right track.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
And if people want to grab hold of the book, how do they do that? Where do they do that?
You can always go to Amazon to get 30 Years in a White Haze. You can go to white-haze.com.
Yeah.
So it's available. It's a good read. People tell me it's a quick read. They get right through it. Fun.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Rob.
Really interesting speaking to you.
Awesome.
We could talk for hours. But yeah, thanks for listening, everybody. My name's Rob Stewart, and this has been Dan Egan coming to you from Birmingham in the UK. Thanks very much.